Hidden from view right now within this cow's hoof capsule is an exceptionally sore problem, and it's my job to try to fix it. This is the Hoof GP.
So clearly, as this cow is coming up the race, we can all tell she's got a very sore front left foot. She's literally throwing her head in the air to take the pressure and the weight away from that area every time she steps. And now we've got her foot in the air. It's obvious why. Please excuse the excrement, but look, in behind there, look, you can see it's all peeling away. Right, so I pick up the grinder and start trimming away, and almost immediately, in this bottom right hand corner of her foot, zone 2, fluid starts to seep out from underneath the hoof horn. I continue on with the grinder to reduce the entire size of that inner claw, so that I've got less knife work to do. But there's clearly still a lot. I know she's going to need a block, so I just prepare that outer claw ready to take it so that we can get it in place and curing as quickly as we possibly can before making a start with the knife on this inner claw. Kevin has completely given up on getting a pay rise, so he hasn't even got it ready. I actually thought you'd have it ready, to be honest.
I wasn't sure you were going to trim first.
Because it's a new tube, Kevin spurts a little bit out of the end because sometimes the plungers move in transit and he needs them to be level. Let's make him feel awkward.
I'm not even acknowledging you, Graham.
Look what we've got, shiny new overalls. The last ones were starting to leak, and we decided to change brand just to see how these ones go. They're really high, which is good, isn't it? Okay, so I'm assuming that this ties up with this up here. So we're actually going to start up here. But this is so delicate and so sore for her. I would imagine she will protest any second. I would if I were her. The entire sole has delaminated. We're in an extremely noisy shed today, by the way, so there's probably a huge amount of background noise. I do apologise. I did ask the cows to be quiet before we started filming, but as you can see, they paid no attention whatsoever. Look, you can actually see it bubbling out in there a little bit. Oh, it's just stopped actually just as I mention it. There's dermatitis attacking her sole as well. The sole of her foot. I don't mean her sort of, you know, her inner sole. And we're gonna need to remove a lot of this. Big chunky slices of hoof horn coming off there. So you can see the colour of the hoof horn is changing. So up here it's probably not delaminated, and it probably has delaminated there. It's kind of greyish. Horn is translucent, and we can see any dirt, manure or any bodily fluids underneath peeking through, which is why God. Tough stuff. Right, we're getting closer to the finer work, so I've slowed down quite a lot now. Work my way through this horn, hold my breath pretty much, or at least I would be if I wasn't talking. Oh, it's so you're okay, don't move, you're okay. Look, here's this translucent horn coming away, and you can see what's creating that darker colour in the hoof horn from underneath. This is a sole ulcer, but it's been complicated by digital dermatitis, which makes it a million times more sore for the poor cow above the foot. Come on, Graham. Come on, keep going. Just trying to carve my way through this until eventually the hoof horn looked like this. So here's a really hard edge, which means there's more loose it means there's more loose hoof horn. Whereas this has faded away to nothing, meaning all of this is still attached. As soon as I get the blade of my knife underneath the edge, I'm trying to flick it away so that I don't cut anything that I can't see. There you can see she is starting to protest. Cows have an incredibly high tolerance for pain because they're prey animals. So any sign of weakness in the wild would mean that they were dinner for somebody else. Just put the edge of the knife in there and screw it round, lever it round. When you can do that, you can put a huge amount of force through the knife without having to use any real muscle, which is good because I don't really have any. Again, translucent hoof horn showing me that there's a void underneath there. You have to kind of read the foot constantly. Look, in here is a fantastic trap for manure and dermatitis to lurk in there. So we need to carve all of that away so that it can dissipate and leave the area. This is delicate work here. Hey. Okay, time to swap knives. Oh, you're alright. Hey. No wonder she's protesting. Right, I've swapped knives so that I can lift up under this and flick it away. Again, I want rid of those hard edges which tell me there's loose hoof horn. I have to get right up in here. Get this big shard of hoof horn away from this axial wall. You can actually see underneath it there's dermatitis, and that is why, partly, it's so important to get rid of it. Because if we don't get rid of the hoof horn, the dermatitis will lurk on and just stop this problem from ever healing. I'm going to stuff that in there. Reduce all of this hoof horn using the grinder.
Dermatitis attacking this cow's corium is our absolute nemesis. We're doing everything we possibly can to encourage a full and complete recovery. We need the hoof horn to grow in perfectly in order for this cow to be pain-free, but it can't possibly complete that process when it's being eaten away by digital dermatitis.
You can see all of that gunk still coming out. This is dermatitis here, here, and here. This dermatitis is literally eating the corium. So we have to cure that before the rest of it can regrow, although I need to remove this as well. Another place for dirt to lurk in and hide. He's back trying to get his, what's it called? Pay rise, yeah. See, I don't even know what the term means. And there you have it. As she leaves the crush, yes, she is clearly still lame. That foot will be throbbing, especially because I've been messing around with it with a knife and a grinder. But as she realises the block has taken the weight, she does start to understand that her foot is slightly less sore than it was before. And over the next couple of days, hopefully, it'll completely cure.